go, boys. Quick update of the young team we got going flying right now. This is these guys here. We did give away a few birds. We lost a few birds in the meantime. These guys right here are doing pretty good right now. They're kidding. Some are coming into the row really nice. I put away one of the birds. I really liked the way it was coming in. I've flown a bunch of its brothers and sisters, and I was never able to put one away because the predator was always taking them from me. And for some reason he liked those the best. So I put away that one bird I really liked, and sure enough, a few days after, I started getting hit by the falcon, and he actually got 2 so far. So this is what we got flying. Pulled out these little guys here. Kind of been training those a little bit. And then we're gonna be pulling out a few more we got in the breeder. I broke up this hen here because we're gonna be putting her on a new mate. And I've been so busy, I actually haven't banded her baby, which I will do today. And then we split this pair up also, and waiting on their babies. Actually, I'm gonna pull these guys today. This is a clear indication right here. When the little baby starts to feather all the way just like that, it's time to come out. So got a nice little dun. And then back here we got a nice little red check hen. It looks like it's gonna be a red check hen. Real nice birds. Real happy with this little hen here. These 2 hens are sisters and they're young. So I just kind of wanted to get them started this year. And then they're definitely ready for next year's breeding season. Show you guys some of the breeders. I am gonna get one more round out of them. I do want to make 20 birds before the season ends, so this is one of the new matings I did. If you guys remember, this hen was on a red cockbird, and this dun cock here is the one that was on the other red hen. Real nice bird. Both of them were real super nice performing pigeons. And then we got this pair here. This red is the one that was on the red up here. Now they're on their eggs. And then I got this pair, just put these guys together. This is a, how can I say? This is a uncle-niece mating on one side. And then nephew-auntie mating on the other side, if that makes any sense. I'm trying to line breed a few birds and then just see how the performance comes out. Trying a few things within my breeders. This pair is now on their eggs. Real excited about this pair. He's one of my top producing cockbirds, if not the best producing cockbirds I got. As far as the way his production has been. Pretty good percentage, and also I bred out of him the longest from all the cockbirds I got. So, and then we do have the old man back in here one more time, see if we can get him to fertile a few more eggs. Hopefully we do. So I'll let these guys fly real quick so you guys can kind of see what these guys are doing right now. It is pretty warm outside, but slight breeze. They should be able to fly in this. Before, I would never train during the heat or wind. but I'm gonna be trying something different. I'm gonna try to get my birds used to the wind and the heat. Make it part of their routine in a way. Kind of let them know what it is. And then with over time, you know, you figure they might get used to it and adapt to it. Versus before, I noticed when I didn't have such a great flight time, my birds wouldn't do as good because they were never prepared for that type of atmosphere when it comes down to the wind and the heat and stuff like that. To me, that's what training really is all about, getting your birds used to certain things. They're flying pretty low. I think they feel the heat. It is pretty hot today. The sun is beaming now that the smoke has cleared up, and then we got clear skies. But let's see if they elevate. I don't think they are. Looks like they're gonna come down. Yeah, they came down and landed. I didn't get to feed them early yesterday. I got kind of sidetracked because of work. So it could be the heat and then being a little... So what I'm gonna do is take advantage of the older birds staying down. And I'm gonna let these little young birds out. Just to kind of show you how I introduce younger birds to the older birds. Lately, I haven't been training with a sun cage, just due to this method right here. You don't really need a sun cage if you're doing this, because the babies are pretty much watching these older birds and they kind of just end up following their patterns. Like this little bird here. So he landed already. He's gonna learn, as soon as they learn how to land, kind of like how this little white fly bird did here and that one right there. Once they learn that, you're pretty good. You don't lose birds as much as if you train them just on the sun cage. When they come out, yeah, they're homed, but they still don't know how to land. So when they're little, like these right here, when they're still babies like that, they're watching the older ones go up and down, so they end up just following. That bird's molting pretty bad. You guys can see its whole neck is pretty much gone right now, getting its new feathers. Right now really is a bad time to be flying because birds are molting depending on when they were hatched. But because these birds aren't into a full performance, I'm kind of flying them through the molt. So what I did is I threw a little bit of 22% pellets just to kind of let the babies pick through that. And then the rest mixed grain, so they're all in there together. But the babies should still be going after the 22% because they don't know the grain yet. And just real quick also, what I'm gonna do for you guys is I've had a few guys ask me, how do I trap train my birds? And it's really simple. The birds pretty much understand that once the feed tray goes in the box, they're gonna get fed. So this is what I do. I kick the birds out of the kit box first. Everyone gets kicked out. I put the tray down. And then what I do is, they understand the tray's in there. So what I do is, all I do is just open the door and put a little bit of feed in the tray and then have them watch me put that. All right, so here's what I'll do. I grab a little bit of feed, kind of let them know I'm gonna feed. And then just open that door up, and they should be curious to try to get in there because they heard me put the feed in there, and they also know that once the feed is in there, they know it's feeding time. And it just takes that one bird to try to go in there, and then the rest kind of just follow. You do have to have the birds a little bit hungry for them to want to go through the trap. If they're not hungry, they're not gonna have a drive to try to get in that box. I don't expect the little young birds to go in there, but at least they're watching the older ones do it. And the reason why I don't teach them how to do this a little earlier is because, as you guys can hear, some of the birds are already eating, so they're eating more than the rest. So that's really why I don't do it early in their age, because I don't want no one to get stronger than the rest. So that's pretty much all of them besides the young birds. There's one more old bird right there. She should try to go in, but if not, I'll just grab her myself and put her through the trap. But they understand what the trap is after a while. They know that that's the way to get in the box, and that's how I do it. Real simple. Let's see if we can get this older bird to go in there. So you guys can see, that's a baby. He's never even done it before. And just like that, the baby went in. So that shows they know how to go into their box. So while these guys eat, I'm gonna just feed them up today, let them eat as much as they want. And while they eat, I'll just leave the box open for these guys, leave them curious. And then when they're done eating, I'll feed these little guys. I don't feed young birds like this together because they need a little bit more food, and I feed them 22% pellets. Until they start kidding and flying with the kit, that's when they start to get fed with the kit. Until then, they get 22% pellets. So while they eat, I'm gonna just go ahead and ban this little guy right here. Real simple how to ban birds. All I do is put the first 3 toes in there. Pull the back toe back and then pull it out. And there's a little baby banded. Just banded this little guy. Real nice little done. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and pull these 2 fellas out here because they are definitely old enough to be in the kit box. And I'm gonna show you guys putting them in the box. And then as you guys can see, they both have a full pouch, so they got at least 24 hours till they get hungry again. So by then we're hoping that they're picking up food in the kit box. They're picking up the food out of the bowl already, so they know that that's their food. So now that these guys are about done eating, you guys can see they all got a full pouch. What I do is give my birds garlic juice during the molt. and I give it to them for 1 day, and they get it twice a week. So once every 3 days. You only want to leave it in there about a day. Here's what I give them. There's a few guys that do use garlic cloves, but I think this is a little bit more concentrated and it works a little bit better. So I get it at Jed's pigeon supply or bird supply. Works really good for birds when they're in the mold. So now that the old birds are done eating, I'm going to go ahead and feed the young birds. At least the youngest group. And as you guys can see, I feed them 22% pellets. So now I'm gonna introduce the young birds, the little ones, out of the nest right now. Alright, so what I like to do is introduce young birds. This time is just a pair of nestmates. But when I introduce young birds to the kit box, I feed the birds that are already in the kit box. So the first time that these guys are in there, they're watching these birds eat off the tray. So they have an idea for tomorrow, and then the next day, they have an idea of what the rest are doing. So they'll kind of just follow, and that's when they'll start eating. So pretty much, you want to keep an eye on your birds first 3 to 4 days in the box. They can get a little bit stressed out because, you know, they miss their parents, and then they figure when's the next time they're gonna get fed. So comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. We'll keep you guys updated as I go. Soon I'll join these 6 with these 8 we have over here. And then little by little, we should have a full kit.